One of the reasons why I think now is the right time for me to step off is because I think the internal focus on chambers, the administrative structure, and the accommodation issues are, I think, largely resolved. And the focus of the new leadership in chambers, I think, has to be more outward looking. And I think perhaps my tenure was quite introspective in that respect, whereas I think what Chambers needs now is a more outward reflection. And I think our new leadership will be admirable leaders of Chambers to increase our public profile. Anyone who is a head of Chambers comes to it with a certain trepidation, which I think is entirely understandable. But it takes you a long time to learn, I think, how to mould the role to your own personality. I think there's a great temptation to have an idea of what a head of chambers should be. In particular, I suspect very strongly that we're all influenced by our immediate predecessors and how you feel that that's how to do it. I think the biggest issue for any barrister who becomes head of chambers or involved in any other major leadership issue in chambers is that most of us will have a very limited experience of managing staff. And I think that that is the single biggest learning curve that you have. You have to play to your strengths. The things you're good at will be the things which you can really add and give to chambers. And I think that you have to not be worried about trying to change either the way you behave or your instincts or the way in which you do things to some conceived notion of what a head of chambers is. The bar needs leaders. And I think it's particularly important that we have leaders from different backgrounds. I think that many barristers will feel, wrongly, that taking on a role, for example, as head of chambers, is just too much and a role for which they're unsuited. I don't think that's right. Most barristers will have sacrificed a huge amount to get to the bar. Most barristers are exceptionally bright. Most barristers are able to talk and articulate arguments, to understand instructions, to understand subtleties, to understand how you can work towards an end while working with a team. So I think most barristers have leadership qualities. So I think that they need to embrace those and recognise those. I don't quite know what my legacy will be, but I'm very relaxed about the fact that you serve your time, you do your best during that time, and once it's over, you pass on leadership to others who will build on what you've done, but also adapt chambers to meet the new challenges that it will face, which it undoubtedly will in the next 10 years. On December the 14th, I will cease to be head of chambers. On December the 15th, Casper and Rachel will take over and things will change. And within 10 years, I will simply be a comma in the history of chambers.